A miraculous healing. Leo Perras is able to walk today, although for years he was a hopeless paralytic. The story of his miraculous healing began with a modern-day thaumaturge, Father Ralph Di Orio, who is still very active in his ministry. Father Di Orio was born in 1930 in Providence, Rhode Island, and was ordained a Catholic priest in 1957. A linguist as well as an educator, Di Orio was rigidly orthodox in his theological views and practices until 1972. It was then that his predominantly Spanish-speaking congregation decided to become charismatic, that is, to follow a form of faith that emphasizes personal religious expression and spontaneous experience. Father Di Orio resisted the change and only modified his religious services with the approval of his bishop. Eventually, also caught up in the flurry of new air, he began practicing the laying on of hands during faith-healing services at St. John's Church in Worcester, Massachusetts, where he met Leo Perras. Perras, who lived in nearby East Hampton, had been paralyzed in his legs following a work-related accident years earlier when he was 18 years old. Surgery had been unsuccessful, and he had been forced to move around in a wheelchair ever since. Eventually, his legs were affected by muscle atrophy, which further damaged them and inflicted intolerable pain on Perras. He made daily use of pain medications and eventually decided to turn to the New England priest. When he first met Father Di Orio, Perras had been nailed to his wheelchair for 21 years. The priest prayed before him during the service, and the results were immediate. The paralytic rose from his wheelchair and walked out of the church on his own legs. The muscles in his legs began to develop again, and the aches and pains that had been battering him for so long vanished. The story seems too good to be true, but it is particularly well documented. His physician, Dr. Mitchell Tanarowicz, chief of staff at Cooley Dickinson Hospital in Northampton, examined the patient shortly after his recovery and found that his legs were still atrophied, making it impossible for him to walk. Yet Perras was walking. His legs grew stronger over the next few weeks, and on September 29, 1980, he was interviewed on NBC's famous Incredible But True program, and his story became known worldwide.